this is your yoga therapy class in a chair. Get yourself comfortable. I'm just going to scoot back to my chair. We will start with both feet on the floor. And if you can't reach the floor, maybe bring a pillow underneath, something that you can really feel grounded here. And then if it feels comfortable, you can just bring your hands onto the thighs. Sit up nice and tall. Take a moment and roll the shoulders back and down. And then sit up nice and tall, almost as if you had a string attached to the top of your head. You can get taller. And then if it feels comfortable, we'll just do a few moments of breathing just to connect with our body, connect with our breath. And that is one of the most important pieces of a yoga, and specifically yoga therapy practice, is the breath and the connection with the breath as we move. And if you're new to breathing, or conscious breathing, I should say, if you're here, you're not new to breathing, luckily. But if you're new to awareness of the breath, and if you feel like you get caught up in it, just do the best you can. It takes a little bit to get used to. Sometimes we actually have to retrain our breathing and our breath, and that's okay. So, with that being said, again, eyes either open or closed. I'm going to close mine for the comfort. And take a couple moments again, each time you breathe in, you sit up just a little bit taller in your chair. And if you're in a chair where it's really easy to just get slumpy and round the back, maybe even move yourself away from it. If you're on a couch or something, you could always grab a pillow and bring that either underneath your sit bones or behind the back, and that helps to just sit up taller. So again, breathing in, feeling taller, and just breathing out, letting it go. And just taking a couple moments to settle into your breath. Maybe notice how it feels to breathe, how it feels to be aware of your breath. Anytime the mind begins to wander, as it inevitably will, just see if you can guide your awareness back to the breath. And our breath can then become an anchor for our practice, an anchor into the present moment. So for the next few breaths, see if you can make the breath longer and slower. So each inhale becomes a little bit more full, a little bit longer, and each exhale is really slow and steady. Maybe notice the areas in your body that expand as you breathe in. Do you feel it in the belly or the chest as you inhale? And as you exhale, notice what happens as you exhale. So inhale, belly expands, ribs expand, out to the side and forwards and back. And maybe you feel it up into the chest, a little lift of the chest and the collarbones at the top of the inhale. And as you exhale, the chest softens, the ribs knit in towards the midline, and the belly just gently hugs back towards the spine. Let's do 3 more just like this. And if that's too much to think about, just breathe, just be present. Notice your feet on the floor and see if you can spread the toes and get really grounded in the feet. And again, each inhale just gets a little bit taller, elongating and creating length through the spine. And then on your next inhale, we'll start with the left hand. We'll just inhale, left hand sweeps up overhead. Take an exhale here and just relax the shoulder away from the ear so it's not really high up. Take another inhale and get longer all the way from the left hip to the left fingertips. And then as you exhale, slightly move over towards the right. Just a lateral bend here. See if you can stay long through both sides of the body rather than getting really crunched on this right side. So inhale again, press that left hip down as you reach the left fingertips up. And just pause here for another breath. Notice again that sense of expansion through the ribs, through the belly as you take a breath in. Good, and as you exhale, slowly bring that left hand out to the side as you bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. And the arm can come all the way down. Good. And then from here, bring it either under the chair. For me, this chair works really well that I can just rest my hand underneath the chair. And if that feels okay, you'll just slightly lean over to the right. So ear is towards right ear towards right shoulder, and you're just leaning towards the right. And notice where you feel this. Let this left shoulder keep creeping back rather than rounding forward. And do you feel a stretch in, is it the neck or around your shoulder or the arm? And then from here, slowly just draw your chin down towards your right shoulder. And does that change the sensation? Take a breath or two here. Then if it feels good, with the chin down towards the right shoulder, inhale, lift the chin up diagonally towards the right, so just nodding the head. As you exhale, slowly lower down. Twice more like that. Once more. Good. Getting all into these muscles around the neck. They get really, really tight. Good. Inhale, bring the head back to center. Bring the left arm up overhead. And then take an exhale. As you exhale, hug the belly towards the spine. Begin to round the back just slightly. And bring your left arm towards the right side. And let this shoulder soften down. Good. As you inhale, bring that arm all the way back. And if it feels good, slightly back behind you. And then if that feels good, maybe gaze back behind you. If it doesn't feel good for your neck, just gaze straight. So what you're probably feeling is stretch along somewhere along the front of this arm. As you exhale next, again, hug the belly and round the back. Let the shoulders soften. One more time. Inhale, opening up, stretching the front of the body. And exhale. Next inhale, just bring that left arm all the way overhead. And exhale, arm by the side. Okay. And just take a breath or two here. Close the eyes if that feels good. See if you can feel a difference. Do you feel a difference from the side we just moved, from the side we didn't? And if you do, you're not sure, what do you notice? Does it feel softer or lighter or less tense? Do you feel like it's weighing down? And then we'll switch sides here. So on your next inhale, we'll do the right arm. So right arm reaches up. Exhale here, let that shoulder just soften a little bit away from the ears. Take one more inhale, reach that right hip down as you lift and extend up. And then as you exhale, over towards the left. And again, a couple breaths here, really feeling that right hip root down, left fingertips reach up. Feeling that sense of expansion as you Then on the next inhale, arm reaches back up. Exhale, arm comes down by the side and maybe reaching it to or underneath the chair, depending on what kind of chair you're at. And bring your, again, left ear to left shoulder. So right arm is underneath the chair, left ear towards left shoulder. And then if it feels good, just slightly lean towards the left. Let your right shoulder keep creeping back. One more big breath. Notice if this side feels any different than the other, which is super common in our day and age. Good. On your next exhale, slowly bring your chin down towards your left shoulder. As you inhale next, slowly lift the chin up, looking diagonally to the left. And exhale down. Twice more. And just moving with the flow of your breath. Good. Next, exhale. Slowly bring the chin back down. Inhale to lift the head up. Lift your right arm up. And then exhale, belly hugs towards the spine. Round the back. Bring right arm towards left knee. Inhale, opening back up. Right arm reaches back. Maybe the gaze follows. Maybe not. And just go within your reason. Exhale, belly in. Round, softening the top of the shoulder. Inhale, opening up. Last one. And then inhale, arm reaches up. Exhale, arm by the side. Pause here for a breath. On your next inhale, bring the arms up into cactus or goalpost, depending if you're a football fan. Take an inhale and press the hands and the arms back. And as you exhale, slowly begin to bring the forearms towards each other, hands pressed down, maybe the head bows down. Inhale, open up. Good. Exhale, coming forward. One more time. Good. Inhale, opening back up. Stay here for the exhale. Notice again the belly hugs up and in. And the belly hugging up and in is what creates this support for our core. And what we're going to do is come into twist side to side, still staying in the cactus arms, but twist side to side. So if you need to inch forward a little bit from your chair in order to make space for the back of the chair behind you, do that. But what we want to make sure that we're doing when we twist, what's really, really important anytime we twist, is that the inhale, we stay really long through the spine, and that as you exhale specifically, the belly hugs up and in. And when the belly hugs up and in, that's the support for our spine. So we're not twisting beyond the means of our spine and our body. Right? Inhale, arms reach up, cactus. Exhale, belly hugs up and in, slowly come towards the left. Keep the arms in cactus. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. One more time each. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. And this time, exhale, left. Good. Go ahead and bring your front or right arm to either thigh, whatever feels better. And then your back hand just comes behind you on the chair. Let both shoulders press back as opposed to rounding forward. And then again, reminder to sit up tall as you inhale. If it feels good as you exhale, look over the back shoulder. One of my teachers calls this flossing the spine, but a great way to create mobility and create space along the spine. Exhale, notice how the belly hugs back. Inhale, get longer. Good. Next, inhale, just bring the head forward, keeping the body as is. As you exhale, bow your chin down towards your front shoulder. As you inhale, lift up. One more time. Exhale, bow chin down. Inhale, lift it. Good. And then exhale, everything unwinds back to center. Take a moment. Notice how you feel. Whether you can define it or not, notice if you feel maybe a little bit crooked or uneven. Inhale when you're ready, eyes open or closed. Bring the arms in cactus. Let the elbows and the shoulders press back. Good. And take an exhale here. Inhale, get longer. Exhale, twist over to the right. Good. Back arm comes down. That's kind of just like a kickstand. Front hand to either side, doesn't matter. And then inhale, get longer through the spine. And as you exhale, look towards the back shoulder. Take a couple of breaths here, long through the spine as you inhale. Next, inhale, just the head comes forward. Exhale, chin down towards the chest, or towards the shoulder, excuse me. Inhale, chin lifts up. One more time. Okay. And then on your next exhale, just everything comes back to center. If it feels like you need to, you're going to roll the shoulders. Hi friends, let me know if you are on here, if you're live, if you're enjoying it, if you're practicing it. Okay, so from here, we'll do a version of cat-cow. So one of my favorite versions to do is bending the arms, bringing the palms towards each other so the fingertips face forward. All right, take an inhale, press the elbows and the shoulders back. And notice how just doing that usually lifts the chest. That's what we want. If it feels okay, you might lift the chin and the head as well. If it doesn't, that's okay. On your next exhale, hug the belly towards the spine. Begin to interlace the hands and press the palms away, round to the back. Let your head bow down if that feels good. And we'll do that a few more times. So inhale, bend at the arms. Elbows and shoulders press back, chest and chin lift up. Exhale, belly in. Interlace the hands, press the palms away, soften the back of the head. One more time. Inhale, elbows and shoulders press back, chest and chin lift. Exhale, hug the belly towards the spine, round the back, soften the shoulders. Good. Inhale, come back to the inhale center, and then bring the hands to the thighs. Find neutral. So you're not arching, you're not rounding, but that space between. And take a breath or two here. And just notice how specifically the upper body feels right now. Do you feel a difference at all? Good. And then from here, we'll come into a really easy hip opener. So let's start by bringing the left foot across the right thigh. And what I find really important, and I'm lifting my leg to do this, but flexing this left foot or left ankle so that the toes point back towards the knee, and that helps to keep the leg aligned and congruent. All right, so with that, maybe you'll just stay upright if that feels best. Notice what you're feeling in the outer left hip. If you want more, you can keep your hands on the legs, and maybe you're just keeping the spine long, hinge forward slightly. And then you'll keep doing that. Inhale, stay. Exhale, hug the belly up and in. And then if it feels like maybe you want more stretch in the left hip, you'll inch forward just a little bit more. And you'll find somewhere that you want to stay. And if it feels like even standing or being upright is too much, the bottom leg, this right leg, you'll walk away from you. Okay, so notice that when you walk that leg away from you, maybe you need to inch forward on the chair, that it lowers this left leg. And that's what we want. That will decrease the stretch, increasing meaning open. And you can always bring the forearms here, and we'll take a few breaths like this. Sitting can be really challenging on the hips. And just some really slow, steady breaths. Notice where you feel it, what you feel. Good. And then inhale, come back up. Release your left foot. And take a breath here at center. Notice again if you feel a difference. One side to the other. And then when you're ready, we'll bring right foot up. Flex the right ankle so the toes point towards the knee. And then again, if you want less stretch, you'll move the bottom leg away. If you want more stretch, bring it in. And stay long through the spine no matter where you're at, but maybe if you want more stretch, you'll hinge forward. I don't have to go too far in order to feel it on the kind of the outer hip. And just stay within your means, within your limit, and just notice where you're at. And see if you can do the rest of this practice, and this is a good measure just in life in general, with more curiosity and less judgment. So instead of, oh my gosh, I'm so tight, I need to be here, I'm not doing this, you think about, I wonder what creates this tension in my head, and what could make it better, and does this feel better when I do this? Stuff like that. Inhale when you're ready, lift back up. Release that top leg. If it feels good, you can kind of tap the feet down. Good. All right, from here, I'm going to actually lower the screen a tiny bit. So from here, you're going to come to the edge of your chair if that's possible. And we're going to bring our right leg, we're going to scoot onto our left hip and bring our right leg so it just drops down. And what you want is your back and your hips to feel steady and stable. But the other thing is you want your legs to kind of just be able to drop down. So the knee, ideally, would be kind of directly under the hip. And it's okay if it's forward. It's definitely fine. And see if being here, whether you need support, you can kind of grab that. I'm going to hold on to the back of my chair. This chair is a little awkward for me. All right. And then from here, bring your hand onto your shoulder, front hand onto the shoulder, so right hand. Good. And then as you inhale, you're just going to slowly move with the wrist, or the shoulder, move the shoulder around, and by guiding with the elbow. So inhale, the elbow lifts up towards the ceiling, back, down, and forward. And notice that, do you feel this? Of course we probably feel it in the shoulder, but do you also, when you lift the arm up, do you feel it at all through the side of your body? When you bring the arm back, where do you feel it? When I bring the arm forward, I feel it more on my back. When I bring the arm up, I feel it more along the side body. Good. And you'll keep going like that unless it feels good to release the arm and do full circles. And just go, again, within your means, especially if you have something going on with your shoulder. And maybe you want to hang out in one spot. Maybe the arm reaching up feels good. You take a breath or two here. Maybe you continue with the movement. Do again what feels good for you. And then slowly begin to re-bend your right leg. Bring both hips back onto the chair. Sit up nice and tall, and again, just see what you notice without judgment, without needing it to be a certain way. And if this is maybe the first time you're practicing, or you're new to this in general, see if you can find a curiosity then, as opposed to judgment. Just noticing, just becoming more aware, more in tune with our body, with our breath, with our thoughts, everything. All right, next side. Go ahead and inch forward again. Your right hip will stay on the chair, I should say. Left leg drops down. And you'll be somewhere where the left knee is just dropping down. And then if you want, you can kind of come more onto the chair with this right hip or right leg, if that feels good. And maybe you can grab somewhere to hold. You might have a completely different chair and setup, and that's okay. Just do what works. Check in with your back. Make sure the spine is long and you're not tweaked in some weirder position. All right. Left hand on left shoulder. As you inhale, the elbow draws forward, draws up towards the ceiling, back behind you and all the way down. So a couple times, just slowly warming up. The circles could start really small. Maybe they stay small for this time, that's okay. And then maybe you exaggerate them if you're feeling good, if the shoulder's feeling good, if your back is feeling good. And again, as you draw forward, you feel it in the backs of the shoulders. As you lift the arm up, can you lift not only just the elbow, but the side of the body, feeling longer. And then again, behind you. And then maybe you stay with the hand on the shoulder or release it down. A couple more times. And then maybe the arm just stays up, maybe it stays forward. Take a few big breaths here. Again, maybe you're moving, maybe you're steady. Good, and then bring that arm down. Rebend and plant your left foot. Bring both hips back onto your seat. And then again, sit up nice and tall. Notice what you notice. And then we'll keep our hands onto our thighs towards our knees. Take an inhale, get long through the spine, and then as you exhale, just slowly hinge forward. You may need to bring your legs a little bit wider apart here, and either you'll bring your forearms onto your thighs, and this might be just as far as you go. Check in with your back here. Otherwise, if it feels good to continue forward folding, release your arms. Maybe the hands come to the floor. And then maybe you let the head hang heavy. So forward fold. Take a couple breaths like this. Again, let the back of the head be heavy. Let your shoulders be soft. Take a big breath here. Maybe you even shake the head yes and no. All right, and then when you're ready, bring one hand to one thigh and then the other. And then with a long spine, come all the way up. Okay. And then once you're all the way up, both hands come back to the thighs. Maybe you sit back a little in your chair. Just take a breath or two here as we finish. Take a moment to really notice how you feel. Notice any shifts in the body, in the breath since before we started this practice. Whenever you're ready, you can blink the eyes open if you close that. And just come forward a little bit. So that was it. That's a really simple, basic mini yoga therapy class that I wanted to share with you guys. So let me know when you checked this out, if you liked it, if you enjoyed it, if you have any questions at all. If you're interested in learning more, how to do this more or working with me more. I work with people privately, but I also have an online yoga therapy program where I send people videos, yoga therapy videos that either can be practiced in a chair or lying down on a mat. So they're really simple exercises. They're for all levels. So I am here if you need me. Let me know. Again, if you watch this, share it with whoever you think would like it or needs it. And I'll be back next week to share something else. Take care, guys.